welcome back to They Did What? Your source of the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm covering part 2 of the story I did earlier, which I titled, Over Christmas, Wicked Stepmom Thought She Could Get Hubby to Toss Out His Kids. Instead, he tosses her out. And guys, as a brief recap, and by the way, when I did that video, I filmed it yesterday, I had no idea there was an update. It usually works that way. Well, there's an update, and I'm rushing out here on December 31st, last video of the year, to show you guys what's going on here. Anyhow, that's about the guy. He's early 40s, 42, 43. This is his second wife. And as far as he knew, things were pretty good until recently his kids from his first marriage came to stay with him because things are bad with their mother and the stepfather. They move in, his kids are really good, and his wife, the wicked stepmom, Amanda the Hun as I call her, went nuts. Was making life a living hell for them. And these are good kids. And now it's gotten so far that pretty much he said it's either them or me, and he's pretty much like, see ya. And now it's all a big giant mess. And in the video, when I responded to his comments, I said pretty much, sir, I think you got the bait and switch. I think this is who actually she was all along. And it was one of those deals where she was good to his kids when they were dating and involved. And then once her kids came along, because the two of them had kids, then her true colors came out. And it's a shame. But he cannot be with someone like this. His teenage kids can't deal with her like this and all that. But anyhow, now on to the update, and it's proving me right, as well as a lot of people in the comment section, and clearly she's going to be toast. He says here, I do want to point something else out because I'm getting attacked for it. He's getting a lot of crap in the comment section. I knew about Amanda's feelings after she gave birth because we were a married couple, but my older children did not. I even asked my kids if they've felt unwelcome, and both emphatically have said that prior to them moving in full-time, they were under no assumptions that Amanda felt anything but love for them. Well, clearly she was putting on an act. They knew that when she had kids, they would be her main focus, since Liam and Sage mostly lived at their mom's house, but didn't think her attitude towards them was off until they moved in. And yes, I did emphasize that they should be honest with me, and they said they were. Which is why everything that has been happening lately is so devastating for them. Well, maybe hopefully, I'm assuming since they're good kids, they're telling the truth. But still, they must be it's a tough situation. If they're honest with him, they're talking about his wife, you know? But anyhow, the point is, his wife, Amanda, has gone nuts. All 4 of my kids, 2 kids from the previous marriage, 2 little kids from the new marriage, are okay with me. Amanda is still at her parents' house. My older 2 kids have told me some disturbing things that they've been feeling since moving in full-time. It took me a while to get it out of them. They said they've been very uneasy and have felt like if they put a single toe out of line, they'd be forced to go back to their moms or be homeless. Oh, there you go. Nobody can live like that. And they're teenagers, for heaven's sake. You know, it's hard enough being a kid and having to deal with this shit at home. They're dealing with shit back at their mom's house with the stepfather. Now they got this here. They've been trying to be good and perfect and nice, and they're getting worn down. They say they don't know what changed in Amanda because she used to love them and be kind to them, and I didn't have a good answer, but I told them it wasn't their fault. It isn't their fault. My son said he's worried that she'll tell the younger ones lies about them or something else, and they were uncomfortable being around the kids even though they love them. Yeah, these little kids are their half-brother, half-sisters, you know? And I guarantee you Amanda the Hun is going to say some bad things about them because she doesn't want these kids anymore. It was a big fucking act. Her true colors have come out. It's like Revenge of the Sith, where Emperor Palpatine was putting on the show, and then when the moment came, Darth Sidious came out in all his glory. And we got Darth Amanda now. My daughter again offered to move back to her mom's if Liam can stay, which broke my heart. Liam said that they would live with my parents if they'd have to, which hurt even more. I told them they were not going anywhere. They said they know how upset I was after the divorce and don't want that, but I told them repeatedly my marriage wasn't their problem to worry about. Well, good for you, Dad, you know? But remember, this guy telling the story here really thought everything was okay, you know? But after the first, I will never understand how people can go through a bad divorce. Everybody can get married and go bad one time. But how you do it a second time after a bad divorce the first time? And then, you know what I mean? I just don't get it. Why, you know? And I don't want to hear, I don't want to be alone. Or my kids need another mom. No, they don't. They already got a mom. Why would you subject yourself to this shit a second time around? And why would you risk problems with your own kids? But anyhow, that's just me. Meanwhile, Amanda the Hun has been texting me nonstop. Yeah, because she's losing her mind. I've not been responding unless it was by Eliza and Becca. She has said some incredibly cruel things about me, my older 2 kids, and our relationship. Well, it's over now. Basically telling me my kids just want to break us up like their stepdad, and I shouldn't let them win. Calling them spoiled and entitled and smartasses who would ruin my life if I kept letting them. The writing's on the wall, sir. Okay, didn't work out. You married an asshole. Again. Cut her loose. Take the hit. You don't deserve this. Your kids don't deserve this. Right here, she's nuts. And I'm not going to say she's nuts, because that could, then people might find, oh, she has mental issues, therefore she has a pass for being a giant C-U-N-T. We all know it. You're all thinking it. Even you women out there are thinking it. And don't tell me you're not. Women hate that word, but you know what? It's warranted from time to time. I obviously ignored that, but between all this text, she gave me a list of her non-negotiables for her to move back in. They were all pretty deranged, except one that she said she wanted to have cameras put up in a common area, which I've already decided on and ordered. But other than that, she demanded the following. Now listen to this 6 or 7 of her non-negotiable demands for her to come back, like he would want her back. This is crazy. Demand number 1. Cutting Sage and Liam out of the will, as they will get money from their mom, which is insane, and also it's not like we're expecting to have much to leave them. Now here we go. Cut his first kids from the first marriage out of the will. Talk about a stereotype. The second her kids were born, it's all about her kids. Number 2. The house is the one I bought with my ex-wife. She wants to sell it and buy one to start fresh. I want to point out that we've been together. When we got together, I told her I was definitely going to be staying in this house until my kids go to college, since it's their childhood home, and now it's our girl's childhood home, so I won't be leaving. Again, so this house is in his name, and it seems like things have been worked out and they're whatever, that regardless, he's keeping this house. Well, if he gets rid of this house, now they get a second house. Now the second house will be in her name as well. Ding, ding, ding. And plus, she doesn't want this house being a house that's tarnished by the memories of his ex. She knows what she's doing here. 3. We're just getting started. Demand number 3. They would need to find somewhere else to live when they turn 18. Also insane, because he knows I think they're trash. That's trashy, and they turn 18 in the middle of their senior years. She would toss them out in the middle of their senior year in high school. Unbelievable. Well, no, this is believable. Demand number 4. She does not want to have anything to do with my older kids, including family events, dinners, and vacations. And yes, that would mean excluding my oldest from any family vacations, pictures, and all that. Even the pictures? She's fucking deranged. She's nuts. What makes her such a catch that you would agree to this to take her back? Really? Demand number 5. She does not want her or our daughters around Sage and Liam. There you go. Cutting them off, even though they're half brother and sister. What fucking number am I on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, number 7. She wants veto power over extra time or money I'd be spending on Sage and Liam to make sure things seem fair. God almighty. I guarantee this dude telling the story has been nothing but fair to all the kids and all that. Not to mention her. Veto power. Shove that veto power up your ass, Amanda the Hun. And last one, number 8. I think it's number 8. Probably the most deranged one, is that she wants half of the child support that their mom is sending to put into a retirement account in only her name. Again, what does Amanda the Hun bring to the table that this guy would even think about going along with any of these things, let alone all, to have her come back home? She is in her early 40s. I'm guessing even if she was a smoking hottie in her 20s, she don't look that way anymore. She doesn't have a job. She is a fucking pain in the ass. I mean, all these other things. Oh yeah, honey, I'll agree to all that for you to come home. Please come home. It's over. For God's sake, sir, it's over. Find your lawyer. Take the hit. You only been married 4 years, you said. There'll be alimony, but it shouldn't be too bad. It's been 4 years. There'll be child support and everything, but you can't live like this. Because guess what? You take her back, you think it's bad now, and you need to show your 2 older kids that they're the top priority. And you do what you can to help the other 2. But be prepared for war, because Amanda the Hun is going to act like one of the fucking Huns. Anyhow, we're not done yet. He says, it was immature, but I just did the ha-ha thing to that text, and she sent other texts of bullshit text to piss me off. Dude, your response was ha-ha. I talked to my father-in-law earlier today when he picked up and dropped off the younger girls from church. He seemed annoyed with the whole situation and referred to as Amanda's little tantrum. So clearly, Amanda the Hun has a history of these little tantrums. Well, gee, father-in-law, who raised Amanda the Hun to be this way? Originally, the girls were going to go home with them, but they threw a fit. Luckily, I'm off work this week to be with them. The sad thing is that Sage and Liam have been avoiding the younger girls, which is devastating for them, but I'm trying to work on explaining everything right now. You can't blame the older kids from keeping their distance from them, either getting bit or any other bullshit going on. I did find a therapist for my kids this week. It's out of pocket, but obviously I can't wait any longer. I don't know what Amanda is up to. She FaceTimed the girls earlier, but I didn't talk to her. I don't know how fixable this is. Dude, there is no fixing this. I told her if she wanted therapy, I'd set it up, and she was emphatic that that was not necessary. I told her that was my non-negotiable. Of course she thinks it's not necessary, because in her mind there is absolutely nothing wrong with her or her mental state. In other words, women and accountability. Good luck with that. Nothing wrong with me. You're the problem. Your kids are the problem. I'm great. So, not a great update, but it's nice to get feedback. I might not update much if things go the way I think they're going, but I have to do what I have to do. Well, something tells me, gents, that there will be an update. Now, here's the thing. That was his post. However, I'm not done yet. Now he revealed, just like the last one, lots of more info in the comment section where people commented and he responded. So that half the video is this shit. And the final comment will reveal, because he posts his comments after he did that update, where things are going to go. His first comment in response to somebody's thing was, I've texted her basically that in very clear terms. Her responses have been disappointing. The problem is, for now, I can't just keep the girls from her. If they ask to see her, I will let them, because I know how all this works. Plus, her parents won't let her do anything awful. I can't traumatize my younger kids and keep their mom from them, and I don't want her to know what moves I'm making, so I need her to keep thinking I want us to work out. He already said, I need to keep her thinking that I want this to work out. Well, I hope she doesn't find this fucking post on Reddit, dude. Another one, he says, I've been thinking about it a lot. It was definitely not present before our first was born. After that, she say things like, Sage and Liam have their mom, they don't need me anymore, I need to focus on Becca. And she'd go on a medication for PPD and anxiety. It got so much better, even though she was still pretty hands-off with the older kids, which is understandable. After Eliza was born, it got bad again. But after a few weeks, she seemed to get out of the fog and we were happy. But when they moved in full-time a few weeks ago, it ramped up extremely. I've never heard her say some of the things she's texting me and cannot believe they're coming from her mouth. Again, Darth Amanda has risen. Just like in Revenge of the Sith. Palpatine's gone, and now you're getting the full-on Darth Sidious. That's who Palpatine / Darth Sidious was all along. This is who Amanda is. And don't for a second let her try to squeeze in, I got mental issues. No, she's got bitch issues. It says, things used to work. We made sacrifices for one another. We talked things out and put all the kids first. Even as recently as 2 years ago, Amanda was the one who taught Liam to drive, since both my ex and I work a lot. When Sage's first little boyfriend broke up with her, she told Amanda first, and she took care of her. Oh God, I hope Amanda the Hun didn't give your daughter relationship advice. Shit. These things were even after the bad times, after she had the girls. I do not know what's gotten into her. She is perfectly healthy and not on illegal drugs. Maybe physically she's healthy, but mentally, no. Another one, he says, she knows I will always financially take care of my family. That can't be the issue. For Christ's sake, I have made so many sacrifices for her to fulfill her dream of being a stay-at-home mom. Sir, you don't light yourself on fire to keep somebody else's warm. Clearly, you've done everything for her. What sacrifices Amanda made? Okay, she carried your 2 kids. Okay, that's a lot. Fair enough. But then again, she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. Really? You obviously have given too much to her. She's spoiled. And remember your father-in-law about Amanda's little tantrums? Amanda has a history of getting her way. And by the way, I wanted to mention something that a lot of you guys said in the other video, because I saw the comments. If she was, he obviously got together when she was like mid-30s, when they started dating. There's a surprise. At that point, she still wasn't married, or there was a reason she was mid-30s, that she hadn't been married yet, or had kids, or anything like that. Clearly, there were issues. I just want to point that out. The issues is she wants more than I ever had with my ex-wife. She'll send me pictures, and she finds a vacations, etc. And we went, even though my ex was the breadwinner of our marriage. I did get the house on the divorce. I fought against only getting it until I ran out of money and literally could not afford to continue. She thinks that money spent on the divorce is basically money spent on my kids and should be in the equality equation for our kids. She keeps saying that many divorced dads feel the same and understand they need to do more for their second wife because they put up with their baggage. He says she never used to say this shit. Her dad was annoyed by her demands, and apparently her mom is appalled by her behavior and is 100% on Sage's side, so I have no idea what she's even getting these ideas from. I don't know if you paid attention to who her friends are. Who are Amanda's friends? Who does Amanda hang out with? Does she have a bunch of wackos that are all divorced or single or something that could be putting shit in her head? Who knows? You know? Also, he says, you don't think I consider this. All sides of everything, I've been racking my brain trying to figure out where it all went wrong. I was very clear about a few things when we first met. In fact, I wasn't even that interested in dating for a few years, but she actively pursued me, and I'll be honest, I fell in love. Right there. She actively pursued him. Again, a mid-30s woman, clearly hadn't been married before, clearly hadn't been engaged, no kids. When women hit 30, they know darn well they're not as desirable as they were in their 20s because that number 30, things start going downhill in the looks department. You can have darn good looking women in their 30s, 40s, and 50s even, but it's not the same as the 20s. The prime's gone bye-bye. So of course she pursued you. She wanted to be married. She wanted to have kids. And you were a divorced guy, and a lot of guys are divorced. They want to feel like losers. It didn't work out the first time, so they want to get married a second time to show it can work. Or get a mama for their kids, or who knows, or they want to be alone. She knew this. You were easy prey. I'm being honest. And if this guy sees this video, I'm sorry going through this, sir, but I have to be realistic. I've been on YouTube for 5 fucking years. I got over 3,000 videos. Coming up on 4,000 videos between all my 3 channels. And I, too, been around the block. That's what's going on. Doesn't matter if I don't know Amanda. I know the type. I know you connect all the dots. He says, yeah, she's a stay-at-home mom, but she does not do much for my kids. Shocker. Even living there full-time, her schedule did not change at all when they moved in. It is extra food and probably utilities, for sure. But they go out of their way to not only stay out of her way, but to help us with chores because they're older. I'm not saying they don't leave shit out or stay up late, but we all do sometimes. It's not crazy. They're just teenagers. So no, she was not running herself ragged, putting her heart and soul into my kids for the past few weeks. And I didn't expect her to. I expected her to be decent and welcoming because we are a family. There you go. It's not much to ask. And the final comment, which says it all, and it's short and sweet. He says, I have no interest in continuing any kind of relationship with her. I've lost all attraction after last week, so fast it's almost scary, almost. So in other words, he's saying, that's it, it's over. I think her list of demands finally did the thing. So sir, it's not too late. Talk to a lawyer, find out your options, take the hit, and move on. And for all those sacred and holy, do not get married a third time. Okay, but you got to take care of your 2 oldest kids, and you got to take care of your 2 youngest to make sure they know that daddy loves them, and he ain't going anywhere. Because when Amanda, based on how Amanda's behaving now, which is shocking to you, it's not shocking to somebody. Somebody out there knows the real Amanda, probably ex-boyfriends and all. When Amanda realizes that she ain't getting you back, you think it's bad now. Then you're going to get an avalanche of crazy and trying to make your life a living hell. She'll try to turn those 2 little girls of yours against you, all that. Be prepared for war. I'm sorry, but I'm being honest with you. And even if her parents will be helpful, even though your in-laws have been great, sounds like they could turn on you too. Just be prepared for that. So I wish you all the best, sir. I don't know if we'll have another update to you, but mistakes were made. I wouldn't have gotten married a second time, but what's done is done. But do the best to take care of you your kids from your previous marriage, and your 2 little ones, because they're going to be caught in the middle of it, and they're innocent, you know? But she's nuts. There's no going back in the story. I wish you the best. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.